You joined me on day 23. This is the third part of my video diary, so I'm reviewing the week that's just gone by. I don't remember exactly where I left off last week. I remember there was a bit of a time difference, so I'm going to start from the beginning of last week, briefly going through my training itinerary. First, training stepped up last Monday. Beforehand we'd been working primarily on the quality of my movement. We changed the focus last week more towards my actual fitness on top of that quality of movement. So last Monday we started doing a bit of leg power stuff, some light plyometrics, box jumps, hurdle jumps, a bit more sprint technique stuff. Then the next day and all the other days after that I actually did some ball work. I've started my ball work again after a minor strain, just doing half an hour a day at the moment just to build up the muscles in my right leg. My right leg isn't used to kicking non-stop for sessions of half an hour, 2 hours. So yeah, I did half an hour's ball work every day before my fitness work last week. The ball work is going very well. I'll go into that further along the weeks because it is still the start. There's not going to be masses to report right now. It's as my fitness develops, I'm going to be working on more complex areas of the game in my ball work sessions, so I'll have more to report on that soon. Suffice it to say, I've been working on 20-30 yard passing and shooting with my right foot at the moment, so yeah, that's it's been going well. The rest of training that week, Tuesday I did my first speed agility session, ladders, starts, quick footwork drills, getting used to my arms moving because my arms have been moving from the elbow rather than the shoulders, so we're getting used to driving my shoulders through as I'm sprinting. Then Wednesday we did the first circuit session that I've ever done with Nick, a strength circuit session rather than a cardio one. So that was quite sapping, and even that evening I could feel my muscles start to ache, which you usually wouldn't feel until kind of next day, the day after, so I knew that I'd worked really, really hard. Then the next day was a shock to the system. The next day I did my first CV session of the year, getting my heart and lungs working and getting my body used to working in a very anaerobic mode for running. So we did a lot of shuttle work, a lot of sprint work, shuttle work, in a session that we would term as reverse periodization, and I'll be able to tell you more about that over the next couple of weeks. And it is the hardest thing I've probably ever done, since I can only equate it to the feeling that you get after you've full out gone 400 metres in track and field. I felt ill after about 3 of the 24 reps that I'd done. My vision went blurry, my legs felt numb. Afterwards I had to sit down on a bike with no a stationary bike with no resistance, just to start getting my legs turning over to get the blood circulating so that the lactic acid could kind of move its way out of my system. I did feel atrocious, and I mean, Nick said to me that is the worst thing that I'll do all year, but it won't get any easier. We're going to do a lot more of those sessions, and they're just going to keep getting harder in terms of the amount of load and the intensity at which I'll be able to go at. The CV sessions are going to be the nastiest thing this year. I, like many people, don't like running unless there's a ball in front of me or there's a ball to chase somewhere. So the running endurance sessions, I quite like the sprint stuff. The running endurance sessions are my least favourite of all the stuff I'm doing, but I need to learn to deal with it. So yeah, reverse periodization, I will speak to you more about that in the coming weeks. Then on Friday we did a bit of a lighter strength session. Saying it was lighter, though, it was still probably harder than the stuff we'd done on the Monday that week. I really did sleep overnight on that Thursday night after that CV session. So yeah, Friday a bit of ball work and the strength session. Already starting to get a little bit stronger, already starting to see some differences in my body. again, like, you pick up little minor niggles doing this training. I felt a pain kind of in my left quad after Friday night. Hadn't felt it during training, didn't know where it came from. I iced it a little bit Saturday and it was gone by Sunday. So these are little things that I'm going to pick up and hopefully recover from quickly and work around over the year. Yeah, Saturday did nothing, just completely rested. Watched a lot of football, although there wasn't anything too great on Saturday. There weren't any outstanding performances apart from in the Madrid-Barca game on Saturday night, which, if you've seen, was fantastic, and you'll know the players in particular that I was looking at that night. Then Sunday, just did a little bit of balance work, did a bit of stretching, and was travelling most of the day. So aside from the training last week, the media side of things has quietened down for a little while, although I still spoke to a reporter from Israel. I've spoke to a few people at the BBC. There's still been little things going on. More in preparation for things that are going to be happening over the next few weeks for Christmas. So I spoke to somebody from the Scottish Daily Record. They're going to be doing a story in the next few weeks. We're getting our things sorted for Sky Sports, hopefully. So yeah, there's still some media stuff happening. It's quieting down a bit, but that's to be expected. It'll peak again once we get some national coverage. So yeah, quiet on that front. Although, saying that, on Sunday I was in attendance at the BBC Sports Personality of the Year Awards by a fluke. A friend of mine had managed to get an extra ticket, so travelled across to Liverpool, did a lot of travelling last week, travelled across to Liverpool, and yeah, I mean, to be in a room, I mean, you'll see a blog about it very soon, to be in a room with that many sporting icons was a bit of a surreal experience, really. We had kind of Gary Lineker walk right past us, and we had Michael Johnson yards away from us, and Lewis Hamilton, and Chris Hoy, and Theo Walcott with his arm brace. It was just, I've never seen so many famous people in one place, and people who were actually famous for achieving something. Yeah, it was a really, really good experience. I'll tell you about the other side of that in the blog article that I'm posting. Yeah, so that was brilliant. A complete departure from what I'm doing, but yeah, it was quite inspirational. It was quite inspirational to be reminded of all those people's achievements from the last year and have them just yards away. And I would imagine it's quite surreal for them. I mean, I'm getting into the routine that a lot of them will be into, a much, much higher level than me, you know, training day in, day out. So to have something that kind of breaks that schedule is a weird experience in itself. To have to put on smart clothes when you're used to wearing tracksuits and skins is, yeah, it's a nice break from the norm. So yeah, other than that, last week the diet stabilised a little. I've noticed the importance of diet and sleep in the last week. There was a day where I felt ill, and that was purely because of the tiny change that I've made in my diet. It's the weirdest thing when you really start to pay attention to your body. Same sleep. I noticed that I really need my sleep now. I'm training every day. I wouldn't say it's sapping because I haven't felt tired, but I will feel tired if I don't get the sleep. So I've noticed that everything needs to be balanced better than you would used to be doing if you were just, well, if you were working, if you were doing things that weren't as physical in nature. So yeah, really noticing the differences that sleep and diet have on my body, and hoping to crystallise those out further with the stuff that I'm doing this week, which you'll hear about next week. So thank you for joining me again. I've really, really enjoyed a very hard week of training compared to the 2 weeks before it. It's just going to keep getting harder, so I'm going to keep smiling through it, and yeah, I'll see you next week.